Okay, and here we go. Hey, welcome this afternoon. I have Kevin Herpelding with, it's Business Basics is the topic, and Kevin is with Archer TV, Appliance and Electronics. And Kevin, tell us a little bit about your business and how you got into it.
Basically, I bought out a family-owned business back in 1989, so I've been at it for about 31 years now. It was just, I had been working for a gentleman out of Des Moines, and he had heard about a business in Washington that was for sale. So I came down and I bought a TV and appliance store.
Wow.
And then it's just slowly expanded from there. We went from TVs and appliances. We got into Dish Network, US Cellular. I added U-Haul then. When I moved to a new location in 2011, built a new store on the east end of town.
Okay.
We were downtown before on the backside of the square. So I've just slowly expanded over the 31 years and still at it.
So why electronics? What was the draw?
I had actually went to college for electronics maintenance. So working on
Okay.
TVs, that's what I actually went to school for in DMAC and Ankeny. So that's what I kind of got into. And then I got into more sales, and I did sales of TVs and appliances. And then I got into the appliance side, and I bought this and been doing it ever since. So
That's great. Now, are you from the area or from Des Moines originally?
I'm originally from Whittemore, little town of Whittemore. I grew up on a farm outside of Whittemore, Iowa, by Algona.
Okay.
Algona, Whittemore is where I grew up. So north central Iowa is where I grew up.
Yep. But go ahead.
I moved from down to Ankeny for college, and then to Des Moines for a year, and then I moved down here.
So it's great to be back in a small town again. Well, it's home now. 31 years.
Yes. Yeah,
that's great.
Home. Yep,
yeah,
definitely.
that's fantastic. And the folks in Washington, everybody I've spoken to, they're just top notch. Every one of them. Washington is such a nice town. It's a nice place to call home.
Yes, it is. Very good town.
Yeah. So you've been doing this for 31 years. Who would you say is like your target market? Who do you serve the most?
We serve, pretty much anybody that has a house.
Okay.
We go for all age groups. It seems like in the past, I always felt like our age group was more the older people because we do more service and in-home service and type of stuff for the appliances. But I think when I look at our actual numbers of who walk through the door, it's actually, we hit all age groups. So we hit the young, the old. I mean, with the cell phones, we had a lot more, it seems like, younger, because the younger kids want the fancier cell phones and stuff. But we hit all age groups, I think. So it depends on which part of the business, but like the appliance and the electronics, I would say more to the older generation, but yet we still do a lot with the younger generation. So pretty much all generations of anybody that has a house basically is our target.
That's great. So, and how far do you draw? How far out do your customers travel to?
We usually go about 25 miles. We do a little bit down to Fairfield and some in Iowa City and stuff. And as far as Letts, we go over, not quite Muscatine. So in the Kyoto Sigourney market a little bit. So
and so I mean, and we're talking about you. So I'm gonna bash a little bit on the big box guys, but you have a real distinct advantage over who might be considered your competitors that are, these big mega stores, right? I mean, tell me some of the advantages that you offer that they can't offer.
Just we know the customer. We're gonna be the one coming into your home. We have local people that do the service work. We'll deliver, we'll hook it up for you. A lot of them, they'll just drop it off at your doorstep, basically, and you're responsible for getting it in the house and hooking it up and all that stuff. Where we'll do it in person. We'll come into your house, make sure it works right, and looking at it, and then we do our own service. So we work on all the products pretty much that we sell. So
and that's gold, because these are the same people that you might see on a Saturday night down at the local ice cream store. I mean, your customers are really your extended family in a town like Washington.
Yes, that's very true. Yes,
and that's also why customer service is paramount for you.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. So what has been the biggest impact with COVID-19?
I think the biggest impacts is our inventory supply, getting product. COVID, I mean, like even when it started here in March or whatever, everything slowed down in March, even for our business. And then to the point we laid a couple people off and stuff, and everybody was worried about business. But then it got to the point So China, a lot of products come from overseas, China and
Mm-hmm.
the markets over there. Well, they had shut their factories down back in January and February. So a lot of the product, nobody could get products. So now our supply chain is really backed up right now.
Okay.
We got to where there was a lot of spots on our floor and we couldn't get product. We've still got probably 75 to 100 pieces on back order of just appliances that we can't get. Just it's a slow process getting product right now, getting the supply chain back up and running.
Right.
That's probably the biggest impact to us. And we had to do a lot of work on with the cell phone stuff when we're working with customers. Now we have plexiglass on all the desks.
Mm.
So you have to take precautions so you're not face to face with people and try to keep our distance and that stuff.
Right. Right. And communication, right? Nope. They'll be in next week. We hope, right?
Right. Yeah. Just communicating with everybody and just trying to keep everybody separated and keep everybody wiping everything down, cleaning. There's just a lot of things we've had to do.
Right.
Everybody has to monitor themselves to make sure that you're not sick and coming to work. We don't want to spread it. So,
Yeah, no, that's right. And what size of a staff do you have altogether?
we have 12 of us, 12 or 13, depending on the time of year and stuff. Right now we're running 13 people.
Okay, that's a good sized group, and
Yeah.
keeping them all busy. And
12 full-time and 1 or 2 part-time we run in general. But
right, and you're the chief cook and bottle washer. You kind of do it all, right?
a little bit, yes. It's a little bit of everything. That is correct. So, yeah.
Oh my! So what 1 or 2 things have you done to kind of make a difference through COVID-19, other than just more and more communication with your customers and your staff?
It seems like we're trying to have the customers do more of the stuff themselves, like calling in some of the stuff. If they can do it, they can call in and do it rather than coming into the store and doing it. Just
Okay.
communicating with them to try to give them other options if they don't want to come in. If they want to set appointments, trying to do more appointment stuff with people so that if they want to come in early or late in the day when nobody else is around, that's fine. And just be separated out in the store.
Right.
In general, for the US Cellular stuff, we had 5 stations up at the front of the store. Well, we can't use all those stations because they're too close together. So just
Okay.
separate people out around the store and working in different locations in the store to keep people separated.
Right. And that's somewhat connected with the Dish Network and the US Cellular and the other electronics. Then you also do U-Haul too, is that correct?
Yeah, we have
Okay.
the U-Haul business. Yes, we have
Yeah.
the U-Haul stuff. So we have people coming in renting U-Hauls and stuff also. So
That's right. So if they need a new washer dryer for the new home, it's like, and you can get a U-Haul to take it there.
that's right. If you
I
want.
love
And it's
I
a
love
good
it.
way to meet the customers when they move to town. If they drop off a U-Haul when they first come to town, that's a good way to meet customers or meet the
You
new
better
customers
believe it.
coming in. So
That's excellent. That's great. And that's the value added that you can do too, that, some of the big box stores, they can't. Their hands are tied. And so interesting question. It's been said that smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from the mistakes of others. Now, you've been in business for 31 years. Prior to doing what I'm doing, I was in business for 20 years. And I know personally, I made a lot of mistakes, and I choose to look at it as falling forward, right? Because
right.
one of those slap the head moments, like, why did I do it that way? So give me some of your expertise. What have you learned over the 31 years that you can share?
The biggest, I think you have to be willing to fire people quickly if you think there's an issue, and just take longer time when you're hiring people. Make sure you check out what they've done. Anybody can give you a good story, and you hire people and you think they're going to work out, and sometimes you just need to get rid of them right away. If they're not doing what you want them to do, that's the biggest thing, I think, is just it, because the people and your employees is what makes your business.
That's so true. I know that when we had our business, if someone would terminate their employment, they found something else, we always ask for a week or 2 in advance notice. But depending on the situation, we may very well say, okay, thank you for the resignation notice. And then at the end of the day, we would give them their severance package and say, thanks a lot. And they were oftentimes shocked, but we found that, an employee that isn't happy in our business, they can do a lot of damage before they actually walk out the door.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
I'm the same way. And we do a lot they have access to a lot of customers' accounts. and stuff like that. So yeah, you have to almost let them go almost immediately when they give a notice, because yeah, they can do a lot of damage with everything on the internet nowadays and everything electronic. Yeah, they can do a lot of damage to your business really fast.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
And you're right. Even though you might be hurting for a new employee, you've got to do that background check.
yeah. Well, and Iowa Courts Online is a good way to do a lot of checking on a lot of people to see what they've done and check their references, talk to their people references, and figure out who they worked and who they worked around, and talk to some of the other people too, not just who they give you.
Right.
Anybody can give you a good reference.
Oh yeah, right. And I love Iowa Courts Online. We had a lady one time, and I looked on that like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they don't tell you all that in an interview. That's for sure.
No, they don't. No, you've got to do a lot of checking and a lot of stuff like that. I had a couple embezzlements over the last few years, and you learn a lot from those people and how they did it, and you just got to watch for certain signs. And when you see those signs, you need to terminate or do what you need to do you got to make sure your business continues. It's good for the community. So
exactly right, because it's not just you as the owner, but also all the employees that you employ. I mean, they're depending on that, right? And so as a business owner, we have to check our financial statements. We got to look at our P&L reports and our balance sheets. And, if something's not looking right, we start asking questions.
Correct. You got to ask questions and get down and make sure you have the facts and let them give you their side, but be prepared to do what's necessary to move forward.
So true. Yeah, that's great. So tell me, what's the most inspiring thing to you today?
I think you got, with all the COVID and everything going on, I think we all got to just wake up every morning and walk outside and be thankful for what we have. I think most people just think it's always greener on the other side of the fence, but it's not. I mean, we still live in a free country. I mean, our soldiers fought for this country, for what gave us what we got. I mean, that's why we can have our own businesses. That's why we can walk outside and do what we want. We're not limited on media or anything, No. I think you just got to be thankful for what you have today.
Right. I completely agree with that. So I want to kind of wrap things up here a little bit. I'm looking at your website, and, it appears to me that you get a lot of walk-in traffic. Is that correct? People come into the store? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We do a lot of walk-in traffic. We need to do a little work on our website. We know that.
No. I mean, you know what? No, because what it tells me is that you would prefer that people come in, and that's exactly how I am. I'm not a Zoom person by nature, but we use it now, right?
Yeah.
But I'll be in Washington next Tuesday for a lunch and learn, and if people want to come in the boardroom and join live and in person, I'm all for it. I am, like you, more of a people person. I would rather see somebody, look at them, talk to them, than take an order for a website.
I mean, even with all the COVID, it's amazing the people that want to see us, want us coming out to their house yet, wanting to see us. They'll keep their distance. We keep our distance. We do what we need, wear masks when we need to and stuff. But it's amazing the people that want to face-to-face for even the little things that they can handle over the phone. They still want that in person. We are people, we want to get out and see people. So.
We do. We really do. And especially in a small town. I mean, we crave that in a small town,
Yes.
Like I said, going out for ice cream on a Friday night or a Thursday afternoon or both.
Yep, that's right.
But it's just good to see people. Well, this is terrific. Hey, Kevin, is there anything else you want to add? Is there like a special offer or something you want me to include, or what's going on?
I mean, we always have all kinds of different offers. Check the US Cellular website, check our website. We always are offering different deals going on and stuff. Remember, we have free delivery on all the appliances that we sell. So
that's great. That's very good.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, thank you very much. Don't go away here. This has been another episode of Business Basics with our friends at Archer TV, Appliance and Electronics. So, Kevin, thanks for being here today, and we'll sign off.